The law is nothing to me. Hey, what you doing there? Just charging your PS5 console with a Nintendo. No, you can't do that. It says Nintendo. That's wrong. madlads T-Mobile's worst data nightmare. About to download and see how far Magenta Max really goes. Large file detected. This file is over 8,000 petabytes. Do you still want to download it using cellular data? Hello there, Satan. How nice of you to deter this company from ever making this offer again. Premiere fun! Excited to be here with my friend. Hey, who's the cutie on the left? Me. Wait, what? You have to flirt with me now. In mildly interesting news, I've eaten 92 baguettes of bread in January. Why do you need so much fiber? You're not a local area network. Classic mad lad move. Don't change the description. Yeah, I won't. Okay, good. You changed the group description. No! Ugh, I had so much food at Anime Impulse yesterday. Once I got my convention badge, I went straight for the food area at the Asian American Expo section. 2 orders of takoyaki, fried octopus ball, 1 order of pad thai noodles, 1 milk tea boba. That much food eaten just shortly after 11 a.m. I miss the days when people posted like this. Bland, unimportant things to talk about online instead of these rather controversial just for the sake of being controversial posts. Like when people say they don't like Nutella and tomato sauce sandwiches. I mean, stop trying to grab attention. One time I ate a banana all at once and had to go to the hospital. You know the first thing I did when I got out? Ate another banana. Because when someone tries to assassinate you, go after their family. Santa, what list are the missing children on?
Probably the missing one.
Santa, these children are in danger.
They're also constantly not home before bedtime, so are they victims or are they just naughty?
Obviously,
we'll never know.
Man is ordered to carry out 75 hours of unpaid work after he deliberately farted at police during a strip search and asked them, "How do you like that?" How much did he have in the tank to go through this to the point where they'd give him 75 hours of unpaid work? He's just walking around with carbonated drinks and coffee and baked beans waiting for someone to strip search him. I made a cutting board for all my oak-loving OCD friends out there. As you can see, it's a nice oaky finish and everything about it you just love! Holy hell, I've left 3 reviews on my Steam account ever. One of them was for this game. I'm sorry to say, it was not a positive one. Sorry, in my younger years, it probably wasn't very constructive criticism. I bought my own game and left a -1 too, don't worry. Jesus. Some mad lad paying for an ad of their dog. Gooby, it's my dog Gooby. Thank you, Turbulent Cucumber, for being an ad that is actually worth looking at. People think I'm a bot, when in reality, I am literally just Googling pictures of gators at work. Really, I've watched multiple IT people wipe thousands of gator images off of old work computers when I've exchanged them. I literally have a hard drive of every single piece of Steve Irwin content on the internet that I've pirated. Oh man, the nostalgia of all those episodes. Gotta say, my favorite one of this list is the episode where he's in the Outback. That's a great one. So this kid just rang my bell dressed in all red costume and said, "Trick or treat." I'm like, "Dude, Halloween was yesterday." He said, "I know, I'm a period. Sorry I'm late." I gave him all my leftover candy. I asked Elijah what's one thing he could change about me as a mom. He said, "I wish you would play with me more." My response, "Bruh, I crush you in 2K. I crush you in Madden. I hoop all over you. I destroy you in every Dave & Buster's game. And I'm tired of you dropping my passes at the beach. If you want me to play with you more, I need you to suck less." Remember, it's not abusive. It's girl bossing. When I get a DoorDash, I order 20 cheeseburgers at a time and heat them up throughout the week so that I don't have to pay the delivery fee multiple times. I hope you understand how food poisoning works. I hope food poisoning understands how I work. I never met a burger I couldn't eat. Bring it on, my digestive system will break you apart. Literally, that's what it's designed to do. I've been asked what my ambitions are post-graduation, so here it is. My dream is to poop in every state. Mad Lad has been waiting 4 years for the population to hit 8,813,008,085. Completely read that wrong, but shut up. So it says booby boops on a calculator. No, not November. Ah, yes, that makes more sense than the drivel I suggested. Hey, your username checks out. Thanks, I've been waiting 4 years for this. Leaves one to wonder, who is the official booby boobs of our population? About to go to the House floor? Yeah, look, if I worked in politics, I absolutely would bring popcorn as well. It sounds like an entertaining, just chaotic mess. Mad Lad is chilling on a baggage carousel at the airport. just landed. If unserious was a country. Hey, that dude's looking chill as hell. Let him relax. I'm always more than happy to pose for pictures with fans. Wow, I didn't realize he was so popular in Asia. The Iron Hand of Gotz von Berlichingen, 1480 to 1562, a knight and mercenary who lost his right arm in a siege. Some points about this. It was shot off by a cannon. He continued being a knight for over 40 years after getting the Iron Hand. It was delicate enough he could still write with a quill using it, which is important as he was described as a warrior poet. After a merchant punching life suitable for an Elder Scrolls protagonist, he was outlawed by the Holy Roman Empire. Friends of his used a high diplomacy role and a bribe to get him out, and he then almost immediately kidnapped a bishop. Well, that probably explains why he was outlawed in the first place. After being outlawed of the Holy Roman Empire too, Electric Boogaloo, he was placed under house arrest in a castle he had purchased with all his quest rewards to spend the next 20 years drunk off his butt. I can't believe you'd make this post and not mention that his poetry contains the first known usage of the phrase, lick my ass. Oh no, he's doing the eyebrow thing. Oh no, not the eyebrow thing. Oh god, I feel so hungover from last night. Apparently 5 cans of soda, then a half a pound of M&Ms in an hour is not a good idea. Oh, look at my eyebrows. Oh, I'm implying I did a silly thing, but also I'm pretty cool for doing it. It was Marlon Brando's idea for Dr. Moreau to wear an ice bucket on his head in one scene. He came up with the idea because of boredom and the heat. Everyone was too afraid to ask him to remove it. Brando, explaining the idea to John Frankenheimer, said Moreau had secretly mutated himself into a dolphin man. The bucket was to cover up a blowhole in the center of his head, and the ice being poured in was to keep him hydrated. Let this be a constant reminder that most of the time acting is absolute BS and just making things up as you go. I'm not sure you know this, but if you rearrange the letters of your username, it says PP Ash Toaster. Wow, can you do my username? I'll give you my free award. Well, that's a tricky one, Winged Butt Crack, but we'll try. Cracked Butt Wing. You have an amazing talent. Use it to save humanity. Thanks, Ferret Lip Sex 903. Incredible. Professor Madlad. Wow, you all are a-holes. I went to undergrad to learn about psychology and history. What I did not go to college for? To become a pedantic butt, thinking I'm better than someone else because they use the wrong word that sounds or looks similar. One of us clearly got more out of college than the other. Hint, it's not you. Wow. Missing a comma. All are a-holes. I went to undergrad to learn about psychology. College undergraduate school is a better fit. And history. Why is only one subject capitalized? What is your area of study? What I did not go to college for. Don't need a comma here. Also missing a was. To become a pedantic butt. Pedantic, wrong word. Thinking I'm better than someone else because they use the wrong word that sounds or looks similar. What? Revise. Confusing. One of us clearly got more out of college than the other. Derivative and unnecessary. Also, you're missing punctuation there. It's a full stop, silly. You silly goose. Man who has collected more than 100 wheelie bins has detailed his passion, hoping to add a purple bin to his repertoire. Wow. So, wait, where's the guy? All I see is trash. Ayo! Duncan Jones, aka David Bowie's son, is a certified mad lad. Was your dad a music guy? No, he was primarily a reader, but he dabbled. Yeah, way to devalue anyone who's below David Bowie's level of fame and skill. I'm such a rebel. Do not cover breather hole. Go to sleep. Someone keeps replacing our light bulbs at work with freaking Madagascar on DVD. 2 main important questions. How and why? I guess also what as a bonus question. I learned how to draw in the Balloons official art style. Ninja Kiwi better follow my demands or else I'll not be held responsible for the evil that will be unleashed. Oh god. No. No! Destroying my school laptop with "You are an idiot" virus. I'm not sure how I feel about destroying school property being such a popular thing on the internet. Call me an old fart, but at least you get laptops to use. I had books and pens. It sucked, and yes, I am a dinosaur. Roar and stuff. Lad plays in a river. Playing in the river! 800 subscriber special! Honestly, looks more like he's being attacked by the river, and he's just desperately trying to get out, so either way, it's funny and entertaining. Struggle, little boy, struggle! Sometimes I think about the guy at my poker table in Vegas who was kicked out after the pit boss said he was too drunk. High bar. Security came over, asked him to say the alphabet starting with M, and he replied, "Malphabet." He was escorted out of the room. He counted the Dave Mustaines in a Megadeth music video. I counted every single Dave Mustaine in the video and did the math, and this song has an average of 9.5 DMPM, Dave Mustaines per minute, the highest out of every Megadeth song so far, with all the other songs coming in second with only 1 DMPM. The highest amount of Dave Mustainis is in the third section with a whopping 15 DMPM. Time codes for reference because apparently this is a scientific literature now. Edit. In the third section can be added to... No, we get it. This is your passion project. You're good. Whenever I find someone that walks just a tiny bit faster than me trying to walk past me and there's that awkward moment when it seems like we're both walking together, I start to walk faster to match their pace to make the awkwardness last longer without making eye contact. Eventually, most of them slow down and get behind me once again. I have no regrets. Mad Lad turns tablet on the snacker. Cobra dies of child bite in that place. In a bizarre incident, an 8-year-old boy bit a cobra snake to death after it got wrapped around his hand in remote that village in that place district, about 350 kilometers northwest of okay. Really throwing me off with how non-Western these words are. Not saying that's a bad thing, just honest about how much I suck at pronouncing them. Mad Lad did the math. This is unbelievable. This guy didn't even solve A, B, and C. Like, dude, you just have to divide the numbers, multiply the XS with the highest exponent. Okay, I literally watched this actual video, and a few things I have to say about it. 1, I would be that guy who is more focused on math than BJ. 2, I wish they would focus more on the math they're doing. 3, that guy didn't solve anything at all. In point F, random equation, he wrote this equation. For some reason. Welcome to the internet. We debate the legitimacy of math in adult videos. Kinda wanna go to Sportsman's and write on that chalk wall with something I'm not supposed to write on it with. One dog did not go to heaven. Dog, a fake hero, pushes children into the sign to rescue them and win beefsteaks. An absolute legend, 14 out of 10. Okay, so I looked it up and it's so funny. So he did save a child from drowning once. He was a Newfoundland and they are very good swimmers. A kid falls in and he rescues it. Awesome! Everyone gives him steak. He immediately realizes, I get steak when this happens, and starts pushing toddlers in and then dragging them back out every single day. You can't punish him for doing it because then you're just gaslighting. Someone's putting the Bible on Steam. Not sure if this is a Mad Lad moment or a facepalm. Well, clearly leaving them in hotel rooms isn't doing a good enough job. Lad knew, but asked anyway. A £1,000 2002 Nissan Micra. Is this still available? Yes. Not surprised. Oh. Meanwhile, in Ask Men, my husband says that he doesn't actually use the opening in his underwear when peeing. He just pulls them down a little. Do most men do this? What even is the purpose of the little hole then? Lol. He has them on backwards. That hole is for taking dumps. Hey, Mad Lad. Goddamn, that is a dangerous game if you were trying that. Like, to the point I expect it to be a TikTok challenge in the next week. Guys, this mother-flipping dude in my class asked if we could watch Cars instead of classwork. Did y'all? Well, the teacher said we didn't have Cars, but then this dude pulls a DVD player and a Cars disc out of his backpack. Update, now we are watching Cars. These lads are absolutely mad. I'm a high school teacher and had a semester where 2 boys would just walk into my class through a door and out the other, not saying a word. I knew them pretty well and they were good kids. And in total, it was literally about 10 seconds every week or so during one random period. I would stop teaching, smile, and everyone would just watch them walk through silently and laugh. As the semester went on, they started bringing props into it. They'd be carrying trays from the cafeteria, a trash bin from their class, etc. The last one I think they did, to cap it off, was a full-sized Sultan's chair they made in woodshop, complete with a king on top in full costume they got from our theater department. Complete silence, walked out, and never did it again. I love my job. Thief sends email to apologize for stealing man's laptop. Oh, this is beautiful. Sorry for the laptop. Bro, how's it? I know I stole your laptop yesterday. I needed the money as I have been struggling to make ends meet. I see that you were busy with a research proposal. I have attached it, and if there are any other files that you need, please alert me before Monday 12 since I have found a customer. Once again, Gia Kalisa, bro. I'm going to assume that's not their actual email and it's just like a burner email. Otherwise, cheers, man. Let me just hand your email over to police. Meanwhile, in Anarchy Chess. Totally my idea. Chess, but the next move is the most upvoted comment, legal or not. On to day 2, golf ball through window. Huzzah, the game's afoot. I bet your opponent didn't see that one coming. Do not touch the heated bed. You're not my mama, I do what I want. I'm going to start a false crime podcast where I explain crimes that never actually happened. I'm going to do the crimes you explain, forcing you into having a true crime podcast. No! I stole one of your books from the Scholastic Book Fair. Ace, if this is your most liked tweet, then it might encourage you to keep up your life of crime. Go towards the light. Lamau, Elon posted that crying anime woman meme and the mangaka behind the minge behind it and demanded he pay them $1 billion for the licensing. Also, Elon Musk is the least funny person. Babe, will you please turn on Google Maps?
No,
Ancient instinct will guide me. Oh, you forgot the translation, which Google gives as Elon Musk, the new CEO of Twitter, has reprinted my picture on Twitter without permission, so please give me $1 billion for the usage fee in dollars. Why was I born? To like, subscribe, and hit that bell!
As if the school uploaded a pic of me writing with a cheese string. You are writing with a cheese string. What are you doing, dude? No food or drink beyond this point. Nobody tells me what to do. I mean, they did tell you what to do, though. You just ignored it. Cats, 2019, but every character is played by Nick Offerman. Let's do this. You know he would. He would. But it would still be really bad. I love Nick to death. He's absolutely incredible, but he and the rest of us know this would be awful. Guys, I gave it a bit more detail. Hope that's okay. No, I'm sorry. Being my friend is nonstop fun. Joe, I'm about to drive past your house and honk. Alrighty, get ready, here it comes. Haha, I heard that. Yes, we did it. Oh man, what a fun time. My phone, my photos. Buy your own phone. You know what, Will? You're out of line, but you're correct. You're absolutely right. Do not leave packages here. Look, I understand that these delivery drivers, whether they're Amazon, UPS, the Postal Service, FedEx, they've got the most annoying jobs in the world sometimes, and they have to deliver 12 million packages a day. However, this is you being an asshole. You are being a dick. Don't tell me you didn't have time to read the bold letter sign on the counter that you left the packages on. Somebody painted their garage doors to confuse people. I mean, it clearly works. I'm confused and I know it's just paint. Teacher said I can't leave paper on the table. Why? Also, Taylor Swift's commencement speech? One time my parents were gone for the weekend, so I took everything in the house and moved it 5 inches to the left. It was subtle enough that it wasn't obvious, but they felt like something was off when they got back, and they kept bumping into the corners of tables and couches. I am a cruel man. I feel like this one is definitely more clever and fun than, most of the Mad Lads garbage we see. And I kind of want to do this to somebody, right? I mean, it wouldn't take very long to undo when you finally figure out what happened. Tonight, I plan to put on my VR headset and see my reaction when I wake up in the morning while drunk. I don't know why I'm not understanding what they're saying here. Maybe it's just too early in my day. Trying to bring plastic bags full of flour through airport security. I wonder how that went for you. No, really, I do wonder how that went. Did they automatically assume you were bringing some kind of weird powdery substance? Lee just asked a guy in McDonald's, can I get a double please burger cheese? Did he do it on accident? Because that's something I'd do on accident. Mad Mark's so fed up with potholes, he's filling them with pot noodles. Dude, how is that supposed to help anybody? There's no structural integrity of your ramen noodles, bro. Why would you do that? Seems kind of like a stupid move to me. Not even a mad lad move, just stupid. Made a gate for a fence this weekend. It was funny to look back at my initial design plan after I was done. Okay, the ADHD blueprint. Square. I mean, you did good. It looks exactly like you... got him. Vegan atheists. 2 minutes ago. Is that Jesus with a hamburger? Sorry, cheeseburger. I'll never forget when a boy in my high school chemistry class told me, you'll never work at NASA, and laughed at me. That was the day I decided to become an engineer. Well, I hope you became an engineer because you really wanted to, and not just because that little dip laughed at you. Either way, you'll look happy, so I would assume it's what you wanted to do. Mad Lad really marked it as food. Just a massive rotting stuffed seal found in a random corridor of a school in northern Japan. Not safe for work. Food tag? Ew! I couldn't resist. Oregano and basil. Okay, wait, you put the basil in the mixed herb part, you absolute banterosaurus? You're a bloody rebel, mate. Look at you. Look at what this lad's doing. He's crazy. He's lost it, he has. Some sick bastard just responded to a 5-year-old comment I left on a Hamilton animatic to say, I don't actually care about this comment. I just wanted to remind you that you had a Hamilton phase 5 years ago. What kind of malicious? Oh, that's awesome, though. I want to do that to somebody. And there goes Grodd, Cassian Xbox. I'm going to edit this comment so no one knows why it has over 50 likes. Man, that was cool a decade ago. Actually, don't. How long have you been able to edit comments? Look, when I say things like that, I'm exaggerating on purpose. You don't have to fact check me. Letter of resignation. All right, I'm a head out. Effective. Okay, cool. This is my letter of resignation. Man, I've only ever had to write, I think, one actual letter of resignation, and I asked the boss, like, what? I've never had to do this. What do I do? And she just said, oh, yeah, just write, I'm quitting. Put the date down, sign it, that's it. So it's kind of fun that you can just do whatever you want. Handmade a QR code with a TI-84 calculator. Took me around 2 hours. Am I the only person that doesn't understand how the hell a QR code works at all? Video. Child eats whole watermelon, including the rind, at a cricket match. Gotta eat your fruits and veggies, bro. Days after ex-partner Shakira said, you traded a Ferrari for a Twingo, you traded a Rolex for a Casio. Gerard Piqué arrived at work driving a Twingo and wearing a Casio watch. Okay, I like that though. He's into that spirit, you know? That car looks cute and fun. And what the hell is wrong with Casio, dude? Oh, right. They're not expensive. British man fills Easter egg with cream egg fluids. I'm shocked at this lad's dedication. Oh, that's mean. It takes roughly 30 cream eggs to fill a full-sized Easter egg. Presenting the Mega Cream. I like it. Mad lad parents will give you a car to date their son. Wasn't this just a crappy garbage viral marketing campaign for a video or something like that? Who was the one that did it? Oh, well, no, it was for a movie, right? This was a movie thing? Anyway, who cares? My niece turned 3 today. She asked for a Lion King cake, but specifically the moment where Mufasa dies, because everyone will be too sad to eat the cake and it will all be for me. Your niece is insane at 3 years old, but I don't think a 3-year-old actually said anything like that at all. A Kenyan citizen hacked into the government database and assigned himself a parliamentary position for a county he created and ended up collecting a monthly salary. How long did it take them to figure that out? Let's see, by adding one more constituency to a county, Ombogo South. Seems like his plan didn't work out too well. Following on from a recent post, I've made changes to the presentation of my luncheon sandwich. We'll just do it diagonally, man. You don't need to make it an art piece. Bro put bird seeds in a milkshake. Ew, why? Why? That's just gross. Stop it. My friend took a mirror selfie. Where are they? 5 years in the making. Love you, Orange. You make the best videos. Orange sucks. I would say a bad word to you, but I'm not old enough, and Mom said I need to be 14 to swear, and I'm 9. You. Bill Gates used the outline of his mugshot in 1977 as the default Microsoft Outlook profile picture. Really? I don't use Outlook, but if this is true, which it looks like it is, then that's pretty freaking hilarious. Although knowing Bill, I don't think it would have been his choice. I think someone on a team somewhere just did it and he never noticed, so. I refuse to read translations. I read everything in its original language even if I don't speak it. I've read the entirety of Les Miserables in French, Divine Comedy in Italian, Don Quixote in Spanish, and Brothers Karamazov in Russia without understanding a single word. Screw translations and screw English. That's all I have to say. Well, all right then. Thought I'd use a giant wine glass for my smoothie today just for fun. Normal size wine glass that, yeah, that's great. Cool. That epic. Big thumbs up to you. Been fencing since the turn of the millennia, but today was the first day I skied to fencing practice. You live in Finland? Is that where you... I mean, I don't know many people that cross-country ski to get around. Babies left to sleep outside, strengthening the immune system. Moscow, 1958. Don't they do something like this in Finland? Don't they, like, put you outside in a stroller, like they bundle you up and just sort of chuck you out there? Do you guys do that? One of my classmates pulled out a laptop during class. What an idiot. Oh, I see. Dude had his Facebook viewers watching his kids. Sarcasm. Also, while they went to smoke, so they're like 12 feet away. 90% of men are ugly, and 90% of women are pretty. Sorry, we are both in the 10%. Alright, let's see. This song makes me want to play Wii without wearing the safety strap. Ha 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 ha. A bit far. Student smuggles phone into exam. Looks at memes instead of cheating. Hope it was worth it. At least no one can steal my profile picture. I got this from my photos. Okay, I didn't think of people downloading the profile picture. Sue me. A man named something I'm not going to butcher received an email from UFC to not wear a necklace, flag of Georgia, he usually wears at UFC events, so he got it tattooed on his chest. What the hell are they gonna do about that one? Bloke over in Casual UK has gone 100% completely mental and has no shame. Anyone else enjoy the thrill of mixing different brand tea bags for the same brew? Man, there are a lot of weird tea fundamentalists over in the UK. You guys get a little weird with it. It's 2023. We don't have to drink tea like we're the queen in the 50s, you know? Our soccer ref didn't show up, so one of the moms on our team had her 9-year-old son ref for us. He had a whistle, and a completely adult woman on the other team argued with one of his calls, and he yellow carded her in front of everyone, and she had to go sit in her car to calm down. Hey, Commonwealth Bank, how about you service your freaking ATMs so punters like me will not have to tape fish to them, so you'll have no choice but to come and fix them. I have more fish and tape and willpower than your entire organization. Fix them now! I holding the door open while we drive in. Good, buddy. People who comment/reply just this. Just why? This! I just rickrolled my best friend for the first time in 3 years. Worth it all. Need I little more frames between to make it more smoother, okay? You got me. You literally rickroll me for the first time. It'll be more than just you next time. Are you gonna rickroll the Discord server? If you can, it's impressive. So I hate tires in cars so much, I took my Ford Escape apart and are now dragging one of its tires for 100 miles to take revenge on it. Odd. Trolling my family. I am watching. I mean, I don't mind, he seems like a nice guy. Madlad doesn't care about a typo. And an inexperienced shearer could make things uncomfortable. I wrote it twice and I'm not editing. You son of a... 10 years ago, this mad lad corrected the grammar of President Obama. Are you considering increasing funds to the space program? Edit. Grammar. Making sure we stay at the forefront of space exploration is a big priority for my administration. The passing of Neil Armstrong this week is a reminder of the inspiration and wonder that our space program has provided. Oh man. I mean, look at the past. The Curiosity probe on Mars is a reminder of what remains to be discovered. The key is to make sure that we invest in cutting-edge research that can take us to the next level. So, even as we continue work with the International Space Station, we're focused on the potential mission to an asteroid as a prelude to a manned Mars flight. An asteroid, Mr. President. You know Obama didn't actually write that, right? You know, I always saw the Beatles as some of the original mad lads. Those dudes just really gave off that energy in their youth. One of the things that kept us sane was goofing around. There were a couple of hats lying around at the Christmas show, and George thought it was funny to put on two. And he was right, and it made a great picture, you know? I'm Paul McCartney, and I love music and hats. LMAO! In my Zoom lecture, the professor asked if anyone had any questions, and one kid used the raise hand feature. Professor calls on him, and he has the nerve to say, "No, sorry, I was just stretching." Okay, good for him, I suppose. Groundhog Day. I did it. I finally watched Groundhog Day every day for 2 entire years. I feel awesome. If I was forced to rewatch the same movie every day for the rest of my life, I would go with this one. That's great. It's not that good. I like the movie, but holy crap, even for the bit, I'm not gonna commit. Wait, Adam, are you from Hava? Oh, I see what he's saying. Are you from Hava? What the hell is Hava? Have a nice day. Got him! Oh, you just got, dude. When I asked my daughter which costume she wanted for Halloween, she chose this. It seems the other kids aren't happy. Well, I mean, that guy's a little creepy for the first little while of the movie, but I don't know, is that movie appropriate for the family, you know? Because if it is, why don't you educate these other children? I don't know, it's been a while since I've watched it. It didn't seem particularly grody poopy to me, but there are some things that still creep me out in it. Someone left this bit of feedback right outside our office window. To whom it may concern, the Clash Royale team room is some 20 meters to the left. Okay. There's a lady on the train knitting so aggressively and quickly that her needles clack like some sort of cartoon character, and I'm super intimidated. She smashed out a shawl in like 35 minutes, and now she's aggressively eating a sandwich. I can't. That sandwich is gone. Packet of chips? Gone. Fuel for the knitting machine that she is. She's at it again. You should ask her if she takes commissions, because depending on how much longer you have on this train ride, $50 might get you a shawl of your own, right? In high school, our gym teacher asked us who we thought the smartest teacher in the school was. We guessed the AP Chem teacher, the pre-calc teacher, the AP Physics teacher, etc. He goes, nope, it's me, because I get paid the same as those guys and I play dodgeball all day. Okay, all teachers deserve to be paid. I just hope that instead of making people play dodgeball, you're actually doing what a physical education teacher should be doing, which is teaching you about the body and proper safe ways to keep it healthy and active, and not just saying, it's dodgeball time, let's dodgeball all over the room, I took advanced conditioning in high school. It was very helpful. I mean, knowledge-wise, not much else. This is Bob. You'll only see him once and never again. This is your last chance to say hi to Bob. I screenshotted this and made it my wallpaper. I will now see Bob every single day. Wait, that's illegal! Okay, where? What state? What state constitution says that Bob being screenshotted is illegal? Or technically, it wouldn't be the state constitution, would it? It would be something else. I don't know, the giant book of laws that every mayor has in their mayoral closet. Hang on here. Hang on a second. Hang on. Why did I say mayor? I meant governor of the state, not mayor. Mayors for cities, governors for states. In 1948, a man wore 30-pound, three-toed lead shoes and stomped around a Florida beach during the night. The footprints led people to believe that a 15-foot-tall penguin was roaming their lands. He kept up the prank for 10 years, visiting various beaches. The hoax wasn't revealed until 40 years later. I mean, that's a harmless enough prank to me, right? You've created a legend. Although, why would everybody automatically assume 15-foot-tall penguin and not a were-penguin, Regular 6-foot dude, every full moon he turns into a penguin? That makes more sense to my brain. Land Rover driver mortified after finding mocking note saying 4x4 owners are entitled to free NHS penis enlargement therapy on his vehicle. I don't know, Land Rovers are garbage for completely different reasons, I would say. I mean, I don't know. Over here, we make fun of the lifted trucks. I guess over there, screw the 4x4s. Fun fact, I'm a tall guy, so I once dressed as Slender Man for Halloween and lurked in the background of as many photos as possible during the night. I'm sure you did. Hey, your online reply me. Send me pics. What the hell? That's me! You can't do that! Stop! I will make a more original post if someone finds a legal way to reach this position. Okay? A legal way to reach that position. Can you play with that many pieces? I mean, I guess you could do whatever the hell you want. I'm not your dad. Having ChatGPT write me code that automatically hides any blue check replies to my viral tweets, and if they want to be unhidden, they have to pay me $8. Yeah. There are some people I've given a pass because Elon paid out of pocket for them to have theirs like a frickin' weirdo, or they're actual businesses that, if they don't pay for it, they don't get to run their business or make money on Twitter anymore. Yay. Look, man, I just hate Twitter. And yeah, it's Twitter. I will not be calling it X. That is the lamest shit I have ever heard in my life. I had a fixation on that letter for a week when I was like 7. This man's had that same fixation most of his goddamn life. In 128-degree weather in Death Valley, a man dressed as Darth Vader ran a mile. Okay, I'm just gonna say this isn't even a Mad Lads to me. This guy tried to kill himself. Look at that. 128 degrees Fahrenheit. Don't whine about Celsius all you want. I don't give a shit. In a black suit with a full helmet on. The guy was trying to die, There have been a not so inconsequential amount of deaths for people touristing down to Death Valley to see world record temperatures. I don't get why you would do that. I can kind of understand the morbid curiosity of just going and seeing, wow, this is really hot, crazy. But I don't understand the idea of putting on that and running a mile. Cool. Touch grass again. How about you touch this ratio, you f***ing man-child? Wanted! This man keeps breaking into my dorm and putting bottles of Prego marinara sauce under my pillow. Why are you doing this? Do you work for Prego? Have replaced my lock 11 times now. View footage of man and contact me with any info at nomoremarinara.com. You could just start selling the jars. If this is what he's doing, just accept it and start selling the jars for 50 cents each. You're really going to undercut the market with this limitless supply. I like money more than and that's a fact. Then why did you get pregnant instead of getting rich? Holy shit, you killed her, dude. I guess. Court refuses trial by combat. A court has rejected a 60-year-old man's attempt to invoke the ancient right to trial by combat rather than pay a 25-pound fine for a minor motoring offense. Well, I wonder why they turned him down. Riley loves softball, long walks on the beach, and big titties. Also, he loves his juice box and going nap-nap. I collect rocks, paint eyes on them, and return them to the landscape to be found or lost forever. Thank you. Thank you for creating horror for future generations everywhere. Last night, our eldest teen refused to go to an event we'd bought tickets for and was exceptionally rude, so we left them at home and took the router instead. It had a great time. Was this one of those things that you bought tickets for and were trying to force them to go to? I am kind of curious about that. Or was it something they said they really wanted to go to and then last minute decided, no, I actually don't like that and you're stupid? Because in my experience, it's the former. I understand that sometimes your kids should get out and do some stuff, but maybe when they're at that age where they're, a little moody, you shouldn't force them to do things you know is going to piss them off and make them exceptionally rude. That's right, it's your fault, Mom. Everything is your fault. The children never do any wrong. To the person putting spaghetti in the pedestrian flag holders on 1200 East and 100 South, I salute you. Okay, have fun with that. We do a little trolling. Now, what do they sell at We Do a Little Oh, you got me. You trolled me good. Sorry, I didn't see your messages. What is it? I changed the name of our school in Google Earth. Ah, that's what it was. I renamed it to We Do a Little Trolling. If you don't believe me, type it into Google and hit enter. Oh my God, how did you do it? I'm actually kind of curious myself. How did you do that? I copied from Wikipedia. To avoid plagiarism, I deleted that section from Wikipedia. See, it's a funny joke, but this wouldn't really work because the people that keep Wikipedia up to date and proper and edited would spot that in 5 seconds flat. Those guys are insane. Hell, there's a legendary guy out there that's edited, 10 trillion articles all on his lonesome? He's the hero the world deserves. Okay, we don't really deserve him, but we need him. Here, finish this sentence for me. The potato chips were salt and I'm referencing a comedian, but I don't remember who. Nilla. No, you're referencing Bo Burnham. I get it. I'm not going to continue the joke. How did she get there? From what I recall, she is that dude's daughter, and it was an award ceremony. Don't quote me on that, though. Here, let me quote you on that, though. Ha-ha! Where did you first see that joke? Got my first HOA complaint, so instead of just dealing with it and moving on, I'm reading the entire HOA handbook and snitching on every single one of my neighbors that has shit wrong with their house. Good. Tear the system down by following the rules. This is what we call malicious compliance. We read that subreddit every now and again, and for HOAs, this is deserved. Sure, it might seem like you're targeting a bunch of random innocents. However, if they get pissed off enough to say, you know what, this HOA good, get the hell rid of it. Holy crap, they have the power to eat your firstborn child. You're a sick man if you enjoy sucking breasts. Well, here I am, sick as hell. I'm sick as hell. Why are you liking my girlfriend's picture on Facebook? Ah, sorry, my finger must have accidentally slipped on the like button whilst I was having a wink. I mean, yeah, that was what they were expecting when they messaged you. For sure. Kyle is the real MVP. Can I borrow some milk from one of you? It's 1:40 a.m. Why do you need milk? How much do you need? I put cereal on the bowl and there was no milk. Like a whole gallon? Look, if you come out the window I sneak out of, I'll give you milk. You're mad dumb, Adrian. I mean, that's a real homie right there, though. I went to the Harry Potter section of Universal Studios Florida. Can't be bothered to remember what it's called. The Wizarding World of Harry Potter, right? No, I'm probably not right on that one. And asked where the hobbits were. I've never seen so many people get that mad so fast. I don't think they gave a rat's ass, but I'm glad you got 1,200 likes for that one, friend. Let's see. Heaviest love song ever, and I will show this to my crush. Are you together now? Dude is probably in the gutter. Hey guys, sorry, this is a late response, and yes, I've been with my girlfriend for 8 months, and she did love this song. God, I hope you're telling the truth. Bro, I made the mistake of letting my 7-year-old cousin near my keyboard. They put the keys in alphabetical order. I have to fix this. Well, I'm sure you can. It just might be a little more annoying. A tiny bit more annoying. Stan Lee makes a cameo appearance at his own funeral. Excuse me, what goddamn year is this? Did this article actually come out in 2018? I'm kidding, I know it's not a real frickin' article. And if it was, damn CNN, what the hell? Why would you do that? A San Diego man got sick of living in a regular country, so he founded a nation of his own called Slowjamistan and crowned himself its sultan. Yes, I'm sure this is very legally binding, and we allowed him to do this on American soil, for sure. I mean, I guess it depends on where he tried to do this, but yes, I'm sure it's a very real, legitimate country to which I can get a visa for and a passport for. Well, not for. No, I mean, I guess if I wanted to become a citizen, I could get one there, you know? As a mad person, I'm gonna stay alive just because of this. Okay, fine. Y'all still pay for gasoline? Y'all dumb? Yeah, I'm sure he replied to that. I'm sure. I stole the glue sticks from school. But why? Your teacher probably had to pay for those out of their own pocket. Can you bring them the back, please? Don't be that guy. This plant-based alternative promises to help high schoolers stop vaping. Yeah, plant-based. Sure. People who have drunk breast milk as an adult, what does it taste like? One I can answer. It's sweet and warm, and drinking a lot of it will leave a sticky coating in the back of your throat. It's almost hard to drink too much of it. I drink it straight from the source. Almost 5-year-old account with one comment, and this is it. Good. All right, Twitter is threatening to sue Instagram over their rival app. The hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby. I guess, except, I don't know. They're all stupid, right? Also, coughing baby might just win. You need to be honest about that. Oh god, I feel so hungover from last night. Apparently 5 cans of soda, then a half a pound of M&Ms in an hour is not a good idea. A half a pound. You had a bag that big with you? I know they're not hard to find, but really a whole half a pound of M&Ms? Look, if you were gonna make up a reason that you would feel hungover, why not go for like 12 cans of soda and 3 pounds of M&Ms, dude? Just go for it, brother. Do I spy construction here? I hope it's Taco Bell. If not, expect arson. Well, check that out. The guy got what he wanted through terrorism. Yelled penis for password. I put a hotspot in a crowded terminal. Let the games begin. Okay, but if people follow your instructions, you better actually make good on your promise and give them the password. Otherwise, you're just a traitorous jerk. r/villager rights is going to be real pissed off if they see this. Feel free to show them this, and I dare them to stop me. They might be able to. You never know. 3-year-old boy chews snake to death in up? What? A 3-year-old boy was taken to a hospital after he chewed a small, non-venomous snake to death okay. The boy was found with the dead reptile in his mouth, after which his parents put the snake in a poly bag and took him to the hospital with it. He was discharged after 24 hours under observation. Good God, kid. Chill out. Someone removed my still damp clothes from the hotel dryer. So to pay them back, I made sure their clothes were dry, folded them, put them on top of the dryer. Then I put my clothes back in and waited to see their face. As you guessed it, they didn't say a thing when they walked in. I'm sure. I would not have been nearly as... Well, I guess what you did wasn't necessarily normal, but I would have been a jerk. I would have been real mean. You don't do that. What is a suitable punishment for my 14-year-old daughter? She used my fabric scissors to cut tortilla wraps. Death. Judy, come on. My father just went to the Star Trek convention and started signing autographs. My father was never in Star Trek. I do honestly wonder about the effectiveness of doing this. If I could get away with it, I would have tried it a long time ago. Tried it and full combo it. Okay, you have to back that up with proof. Okay, this person needs to charge their phone. But really, though, you need to back this up with evidence. You can't just say that, my guy. That's cheating. Damn. A man dual-wielding raw steaks slaps diners in the face at vegan restaurant yelling, "If you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding." That's great. I've met a lot of preachy vegans, and then there are guys like this that, for some strange reason, get a lot of support. I understand annoying vegans and vegetarians trying to force you to not eat meat, but where is it appropriate to go battering people with raw meat that have chosen not to eat meat? I eat meat, and I'd be stupidly embarrassed to be on this guy's side. By far the most influential artist in New York City right now is the guy who draws these bad luck spots, which no one wants to step on, all over Washington Square, altering the walking patterns of tens of thousands every day. This is what true social practice art looks like. Does it actually alter people's walking patterns that much? That's the sort of thing I would definitely look at and go, and just walk talk over. Although I would try not to mess it up because, well, it is just a circle and some text. I'm still not the type of guy to be like, I'm going to try and screw up what you wrote on the ground. I don't know, it's just a cute little joke to me. But you know what? Now that I think about it, wouldn't surprise me too much if this really was altering everyone's walking pattern. UK airport sniffer dogs good at finding sausages but not drugs. Let him have the sausages. I almost scrolled past this like some kind of idiot. Yes, like some kind of idiot, I left a Google review of the store I'm a janitor at saying, "It's very clean." Well, if you're doing a good job, someone has to point it out. Mad Lad accidentally got hold of Facebook's official account. No idea why I suddenly have access to post stuff as Facebook, or have I got it completely wrong and I'm not posting as Facebook UK? Seriously, I have nothing to do with Facebook. I don't work for them or anything, and I can post as them? Anyway, can you follow me on Twitter? Why not? Well, you know what? You saw your chance and you took it. He didn't. Leave. Wrong subreddit. Okay? Wrong sub. Oh, the letter E. Interesting. I photoshopped my bank statements and pay stubs to get my one-bedroom apartment in New York City. You want to live alone? Get Adobe. Yeah, how do they expect people to make 3 times more rent when rent is like $10,000 a month? What the hell do they expect people to be doing? I don't get it. A guy wheeled around 99 phones in a cart to create traffic jams? What is wrong with my brain today? I've been up for too long. Traffic jams on Google Maps. Well, everybody's gotta have a hobby. Mods. Make new no image rule as a joke. User base. Hold my beer. Can still post pictures. Screw the mods, man. How to become a multi-millionaire in 5 months with 3 to 9 months of preparation. Step 1. You first become pregnant or get your wife pregnant. Step 2. At 5 months, you study your ass off for interviews. Step 3. At 7 months, apply to hundreds of companies. Step 4. Once you're at the 8-month period, interview with 100 different companies, accept every single offer, well, any offer you get, and have them all start the same week. Step 5. Your kid is born and you go on parental leave for, let's say, 40 jobs for 5 months, each paying you 120... Yeah, this is great math. Quit and live off your investments with your family for the rest of your life. Yeah, okay, sure. Accountant, 38, bullied at work, wanted to go out with a bang. So he stole 170,000 pounds from his bosses and spent it all in one weekend on cocaine and prostitutes. Go nuts, dude. I mean, if he wanted to go out with a bang, that's the way to do it. I knew my girlfriend was going to dump me, so I set up a profile called Add Profile on her Netflix account, and 3 years later, I'm still watching. A woman on the train kept staring at me, and after about 25 minutes, she was like, "I'm sorry, but you look like my high school boyfriend who passed away." And without missing a beat, I was like, "Amanda?" And she was like, "My name's Rachel." But imagine if I guessed her name right. Yeah, she would have died. This person edited their comment after getting thousands of likes to this. People who love femboys. Oh, got him! Oh, shit. My town had a really bad storm 2 days ago, and my neighbor lost the roof of his house, and the poor guy doesn't have insurance. I've decided to start a GoFundMe to raise money so I can go to Hawaii for a few weeks because he's about to start doing construction and I hate being around all that noise. I mean, fair, I guess. Once went to the dentist with my mom and it was just us and one other guy in the waiting room. Jurassic Park was starting on the TV, so we sat and watched through the entire movie. No names called. As the credits rolled, the other man got up and called my mom's name. He was the dentist! Yeah, well, he gets to watch Jurassic Park in the lobby if he so chooses. Damn! Is this image even real? Why does it keep... we have seen it quite a few times already. Things my dentist has actually said to me. Well, either the x-rays lied to me or you are spontaneously creating teeth. I'm going with the second one because it's way cooler. When was the last time you flossed? Your gums aren't bleeding, which means I'm either not doing this hard enough or you actually floss your teeth regularly. You don't need to do a fluoride treatment. I just want to go check my Facebook for a second, and this is the best excuse I can come up with. Don't worry, your insurance will cover it. Take a whole handful of toothbrushes. I can't order new ones in less ugly colors until these ones are gone. Remember not to eat or drink anything for half an hour. Or actually, you know what? Forget that. Go eat lemons and drink coffee right now. I make money based on people's bad decisions. You should probably stop brushing your teeth, too. I became a dentist because I like making children cry, and they don't let you do this as a regular doctor. Chaotic neutral dentist? I love it. Can I see your dentist? That sounds amazing. And what do you mean you're not allowed to make children cry as a regular doctor? They do it all the time. Hey guys, just wanted to pop in here to remind y'all about the new merch over at EmKayShop.com. Made with 100% cotton, you can feel the heft from the very first second you pull it out of your mailbox. Take a look at our new hoodie, for example. This is probably the best hoodie I've ever worn in my life. It is the comfiest, the coziest. So head on over to EmKayShop.com now and use code BOOBIN at checkout to get yourself free shipping. All right, back to the content. We named our entire university after a slippery rock. Tell me a story about yourself that sounds like a lie, but it's absolutely true. Well, Slippery Rock University. That sounds pretty good. I took a photo. No photography allowed. Oh, you son of a... I swear to God, my brain short-circuited and I couldn't remember what subreddit I was doing at all. Guys, I have Reddit dementia. Just got accepted into Oxford University. Yes, see you in October. Who said I was gonna accept? Who said I was gonna accept their acceptance? Well, I'm older and my kid needs me to sign something for school. I'm just gonna write dad in really crappy handwriting. So it seems like my kid forged my signature and the teacher calls to tell me and I'm just, yeah, no, it is I, Dad. I posted this when I accidentally took too much medication. Screw you guys. A single man once booked every other seat in the cinema to split up couples on Valentine's Day. Well, I mean, how stringent, is that the right word? How strict do you think those rules really are? If the theater's half empty, how many people do you think are actually not going to sit next to each other, man? Okay? No one's gonna give a crap. Travis came out a bit late and random guy DMs him right before he comes out. Bro, where the hell are you? One sec, dude. Oh, it's great. Dad loses 92 pounds after he couldn't keep up with his kids on a hike. I mean, that's a pretty darn noble reason to lose that weight. I mean, look at the guy. He was a beast before. But holy hell, my man, look at you go. Before being burned alive by the Spaniards, Chief Hatui of the island of Hispaniola was asked if he wanted to accept Christianity and go to heaven. Hatui asked if, I hope I'm saying his name right, asked if Spaniards go to heaven, to which the priest replied that they do. Hatui then stated that he'd rather go to hell where he wouldn't see such cruel people. Well, there you go. Tonight at work, a customer ordered 3 meatballs, ate them all, ordered 3 more meatballs, ate those too, told his server to take empty plates before his wife got there. Wife gets there, server takes both of their orders. He goes, I think I'll try the meatballs. What was he hiding? How many meatballs he wanted to eat? In one famous experiment, people were asked to sit quietly for 15 minutes in a room with nothing but their own thoughts. They also had the option to hit a button and give themselves an electric shock. Getting physically shocked is unpleasant, but many people preferred it to the emotional discomfort of boredom. Out of 42 participants, nearly half opted to press the button at least once, even though they had experienced the shock earlier in the study and reported they would pay money to avoid experiencing it again. One male outlier opted to shock himself 190 times. Yo, he thought it was hot. Police are launching an appeal to find a man who stole blue siren lights from a police car. He was last seen running down the street shouting, oh, I see. Anyone who recognizes the person in the photo or has more information on the incident is asked to call this number, quoting reference number. The first task our new hire did was fix the bug that's been bugging him forever as a user prior to joining. He then breathed a sigh of relief and submitted his 2 weeks notice. What the hell? Can you imagine a bug that was that easy to fix? And y'all motherfuckers just absolutely refused to do it? Sure, you might not have noticed, but come on, man. The dude waltzed in there after all that effort, showed your asses up, and then quit. What the hell was the problem, and why didn't you guys do that? If anyone ever texts you by mistake, make sure you steer the convo in an awful direction. Hey, I'm running late. Can we meet at 7 instead? Don't bother. Are you serious? Quit playing. Yeah, sick of the BS. I'll let your son know how you feel when I explain why he won't be going on that trip with you then. Don't expect me to reimburse the airfare. I would never expect you to act like a decent person. That must make signing those monthly checks burn pretty bad. Oh well, see you at 7. I won't be there. Look in the mirror instead, although it would probably make you turn to stone. You'll be there if you want me to sign those papers. Is there anything about you that isn't disgusting? Name just one thing. Serious question. Yes. Ask your best friend. Make sure the check is on time. Good lord, you probably just destroyed someone's f***ing life. I mean, these texts aren't real, so there's that. But if they were, you're a psycho, and I do not find you funny. A few of you have talked to me about having trouble getting some of the books for this course. The university is adamant that you purchase textbooks through the official university bookstore. Beware of sites that promise and deliver free PDFs of all kinds of books, such as these websites. They might seem perfectly helpful in that they deliver exactly what they promise, but they are also free. I can't remember what I was saying. Anyway, my professor, that's a good professor. That is a very, very, very good professor. My son, 7, has discovered D's nuts jokes, and it's all he says now. Everything is D's nuts. He simply can't stop. I asked him where he heard that joke. He made me promise that if he told me, he wouldn't get in trouble. I agreed. So he leans in and whispers, "D's nuts." Dude, you fell for it, bro. Someone put dish soap into the fountain at my college. Barah. What is this? Can we ID the college here? You know what? I can barely read what's on the ground. It doesn't really matter, but that is funny. See, there's a good prank. My boyfriend says he wants to have sex with me while playing guitar. He says he wants to screw me while playing his guitar. First of all, what? Secondly, why? What's this man into? I mean, it's not pee or poop or whatever, but what? Should I let him? What if while we're screwing he just rips a Guns N' Roses guitar solo? Yeah, that is odd, but I mean, relatively harmless, I suppose. In 2015, a man from New Zealand named Nigel Richards spent 9 weeks memorizing words from a French dictionary before entering the French Scrabble Championship. He won and became national champion despite not speaking any French. A village in France goes nuts with lines to disorient drivers and prevent speeding. How is that safe? What's wrong with the regular speed bumps, man? This seems dangerous. 83 hours of spliced content. Morshu reads the entire Bible. No AI. What? No AI? In 7th grade, a boy asked me to be his girlfriend, and I wasn't sure I heard him correctly, so I panicked and said yes. And then he high-fived me, and we never spoke again. Jamal, if you're out there, happy 11th anniversary, man. Man pays for $137 traffic ticket with 137 origami pigs delivered in donut boxes. The most tasteful screw you I've ever seen. And a lot less of a move than the penny thing that one guy did. If you're cold, they're cold. Bring them inside. Alright, what's step 2? Domestication. I stole Mr. Beast's DNA to make cheese. Don't use Mr. Beast's name to try and get views. Come on. Guinean cycles across 6 countries for spot at Egypt's Al-Azhar University. The student has cycled 2,500 miles across West Africa, enduring threats and blazing heat for a spot at his dream university. Yo, damn, that is commitment, dude. Mario Puzo, the author of the Godfather books, who'd also adapt them to film, had no idea what he was doing, as he'd never written a screenplay before. After winning 2 Oscars, he decided to buy a book on screenwriting to learn how. In the first chapter, it said, "Study The Godfather," or Godfather 1, rather. Yeah, that's pretty baller. Can you imagine being that good at anything? I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, wins 5 billion Oscars. Maybe I should learn a little bit more about what I'm doing. I clearly have a knack for it. It's just a mirror. You're flawless. That's it. That's literally what he turns the book open to. Fantastic. Still haven't seen those movies. They don't feel like they're up my alley, man. Flamingo facts. Want to learn about flamingos? You've come to the right place. Fact 1. Flamingos are freaking stupid. What show/movie? I know what it is, but I'm going to gatekeep it from you. Come and see, 1985. I wasn't originally going to say anything until this dude thought he could gatekeep successfully. Oh yeah. Once in kindergarten, a girl asked me to write Supergirl on her arms. Did I say harm? Doesn't matter. On her arm, since I was the only kid who could write, so I wrote crap, because I can't say that naughty word, on her arm, and I hid under the table for 30 minutes. Then the teacher found me and yelled at me and called my parents, and my dad laughed so hard he cried. I would have laughed too, man. To the owner of the black Tesla who parked behind the Orpheum on Seymour Street tonight, who told me to go screw myself after I told them they'd likely get a parking ticket because of tour vehicles that were going to park there, who seemed to presume that I was some nosy civilian rather than the guy running the concert tonight, here's a photo of the tow truck I called for your car, and a photo of me eating an ice cream cone while I watched it being towed. I don't think I've ever had an ice cream cone that tasted so sweet and refreshing. Imagine being a bitch to someone that was like, "Hey dude, by the way, if you park there, you're gonna get towed." Screw you, asshole. Okay, get towed then. Sorry, I ate it now. Wait, what? You ate it now? Hello, folks. Has anyone taken my Subway order from the counter mistakenly? This is the 3rd time this happened this week. Hi, I'm from accounts department. Sorry, I thought someone's been sending it on my name. I ate it now. What? I'm a little confused here. What are the chances? Oh, no way. 26 letters in the English alphabet. 25 characters used in the file name. All right? The chance is 1 in over 236 decillion. So you're saying there's a chance. Hiker lost for 24 hours, ignored calls from rescuers because of unknown number. Please just text me. No, dude, we'll leave you out there. I've just taken my son's phone. How do I access his history? It's impossible. All right, thank you anyway. Can you make the Fortnite full screen? I'm trying to see the new update, not those honkers. Thank you. A goat called Sergeant Bill became a Canadian war hero during World War I when he butted 3 soldiers into a trench to avoid an exploding shell. Well, that's pretty awesome, though. Where's the damn biopic about him? Canceled my TV license and Netflix, more money for me. What are you gonna watch then, Dave? You through your bedroom window. Oh, God. People who have had breast milk as an adult, what does it taste like? One I can answer. It's sweet and warm, and drinking a lot of it will leave a sticky coating in the back of your throat. It's almost hard to drink too much of it. I drink straight from the source. Almost 5-year-old account with 1 comment, and this is it? I created a sponsored post on Facebook that was directed towards boomers. They thought they were texting an AI service, but it was just my number. Okay, wait. So, is your name Danny Gonzalez? You know what? It doesn't matter. You are. That's your name. All right, what are you doing? You're talking on the phone, you're drinking wine, you're eating a burgie, and you're smoking a cigarette. You, my good friend, should probably be on the banner for Mad Lad. Public domain. I uploaded it a day early. I'm such a naughty boy. Was it really January 1st that he went into public domain? I thought it was a few days after that. You know what? Who gives a rat's ass? Disney lawyers sharpening their knives. Their knives? Huh? Whatever makes you feel better. My wife's paycheck was just deposited into our joint checking account. That's passive income. Just get more wives and profit. Mad Lad re-uploads a Kidz Bop song to add to his playlist. I'm re-uploading a Kidz Bop song specifically to add it to my playlist. Oh, do you use YouTube Music? Yesterday, my colleague called me a book murderer because I cut long books in half to make them more portable. Does anyone else do this? Is it just me? Yeah, I feel like this is the best trolling the internet will probably ever see. No one else does that. And if you do unironically do that, get a f***ing Kindle, dude. Good lord, what kind of nonsense is this? What the hell? I couldn't wait to get to the car to post this. So, I stayed at this dude's house, and before I left, he said grab a bag. No, the hell he did not. He gave you $40 and a bunch of snacks. What's the issue? In 1996, a Hong Kong gangster kidnapped the son of billionaire business magnate Sir Ka-Shing Lee and went to the tycoon's house to personally collect a ransom of 130 million USD. After releasing his son, the kidnapper called him and asked for advice on how to invest the ransom money. Dude, you got the equivalent of $130 million. In 1996, that should absolutely last you the remainder of your entire existence. And hey, maybe even more than that. Oh, right, the kidnapper was executed. Never mind. Got a little ballsy there, must say. Yes, this is genuinely a stand at the Ospreys match. Forget the red double-decker bus. What? Okay. 223-hour video. Wow, that's so neat and probably entertaining. Reported this to YouTube, so they have to watch the whole thing. Yeah, I've got a sneaky suspicion that's never been how it works, but it sounds funny, though. Mad Lad defends drinking 81 pints of Guinness over the weekend and hits back at critics. Okay, 81 pints over the weekend. Wow! It was a one-off, beat his previous record of 78. I assume he means a once-a-year thing rather than something he does every week or so. I really hope. How long can you realistically survive drinking that much? I consider myself to be a pretty heavy drinker, and holy lord! I met my pops 6 years ago on my 22nd birthday, and this guy said, "What you been up to?" Like he's seen me the other day. I was like, come on, I've been up to a whole lot of shit since 1989. What the hell's wrong with you? And he got mad. Huh, so he's insane? When the 2011 tsunami hit his hometown of Ishinomaki, Hideaki Akaiwa was at work. Realizing his wife was trapped in their home, he ignored the advice of professionals who told him to wait for the army to arrive to provide search and rescue. Instead, he found a wetsuit, jumped in the raging torrent, dodging cars, houses, and other debris, being dragged around by the powerful current, any of which could have killed him instantly, and navigated the now submerged streets in pitch dark and freezing water until he found his house. Swimming inside, he discovered his wife alive on the upper level with only a small amount of breathing room and pulled her out to safety. If he had waited for the army, his wife of 20 years would be dead. Oh, and if that that's not enough badassery for one lifetime. He realized his mother was also unaccounted for, so jumped back into the water and managed to save her life as well. For weeks after the disaster, he entered the water every day on a one-man search and rescue mission. Mission? That's not usually how you say that word. Saving countless lives and proving that 2 natural disasters in a single day and insurmountable odds can't stand in the way of love. This man is a hero. The main character has appeared. We must give him more quests and build his XP. See, again, that's freaking incredible. That's the sort of thing I'm surprised Hollywood has not tried to make a movie out of, or anyone for that matter. Of course, I say that and someone's gonna put a goddamn comment down below about the 2011 Japanese Mermaid Man or something like that and prove me wrong. However, just what the hell? How have I not heard about this? It's one of the most incredible things I have ever heard in my life, and there's absolutely nothing provided that makes me believe it. I'm sorry, the internet has turned me into this type of person. Nigerian scammer once sold a fake airport to an international bank for $242 million. I don't believe that for one second. Then he went to jail and got his money confiscated, and then when he got out of jail, he sued and got $52 million back. How'd that work? Woman hates selfies and decides to photograph herself dead all over the world. I mean, it's more fun than your average selfie, I'll admit. A guy named Dale Schroeder grew up poor in Iowa, never married, had no children, and worked as a carpenter at the same company for 67 years and only owned 2 jeans. 2 jeans? Wow. He spent all his life savings to send 33 students to college. Man, this is the sort of thing that, well, probably true. Again, I'm not going to get too held up on that. Why the hell did you type only owned 2 jeans? What? Dedication. I see you shiver with anticipation. 5 years. He waited 5 years. Just you wait until, remind me, 5 years. Ha 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 ha. That's so fun. My Indian American friend asked me to do this for him for the ACT after I got a 35, okay? Or the ACT after I got a 35. I have no idea. I said I'm white and no one would believe my name was Rahul. Indian man dons girlfriend's disguise to give exam on her behalf. Arrested after failing biometrics. Ah, I see. Well, okay, man. Star Trek fan finds loophole in general relativity and theorized an actual warp drive. In 1994, a Mexican physicist published a paper on the warp drive while still a PhD student and became instantly famous. Okay? How did he figure this out? He did this by manipulating Einstein's equations of general relativity. This was a purely geometric manipulation. What you have to understand is that general relativity at its core is about the geometry of space-time. Einstein showed that gravity is a geometric warping of space-time. By manipulating this geometry to look the way a warp field would look for a spaceship, he made the equations find an answer to the idea of a warp drive. Regardless of whether it was feasible or whether other laws of physics would allow it, it was more of a thought experiment. But his equations are mathematically consistent solutions to Einstein's equations. And this is how his warp drive would work. Take a spaceship and put a bubble of space around it. If you can compress space in front of the bubble and expand space behind the bubble, then you can make the bubble of space along with the spaceship move. This would be like riding a wave on a surfboard. You're not moving on the surfboard, but the surfboard is moving because it is being pushed by the wave. This is where the loophole is in Einstein's speed limit, that nothing can move faster than the speed of light. This speed limit only applies to objects traveling within space, not the movement of space itself. Space can move at any speed. I know that this has no connection to it whatsoever, but why am I getting flashbacks to the movie Explorers right now? You know, where they built themselves a little spaceship out of an old tilt-a-whirl cart, and then figured out a way to put it inside of a bubble and travel around the galaxy, you know? This is the strangest Mad Lads I've ever seen. I don't believe a minute of it. I mean, physics PhD student is a better and more accurate description for this purpose. That's how FTL travel was solved in the Dark Forest trilogy books as well. Mad Lad Alec. Looking into the boy's eyes, I thought I detected little star shells of madness beginning to form, and he asked the young fan to do something for him. Anything, sir. Anything. Well, I said, do you think you could promise never to see Star Wars again? He burst into tears. His mother drew herself up to an immense height. What a dreadful thing to say to a child, she barked and dragged the poor kid away. Maybe she was right, but I just hope the lad now in his 30s is not living in a fantasy world of secondhand childish banalities. Okay, Alec, you gotta chill the hell out, dude. I totally understand that you took the job because it was a job, but you don't gotta be such a dick. Man, what in the world? What's the deal, dude? I know it's funny to be a grumpy old man. Look at how long Harrison Ford did that. I mean, it was funny up to a certain point, but my guy, they were a kid. Let them be a kid for a little while. Let them have some fun with something, okay? For context, the boy claimed to have seen Star Wars over 100 times the summer it came out. His mom worked near the local theater, so when his mom took him to work with her, he would just go and watch it multiple times a day while she worked. A friend of mine from high school saw The Natural over 100 times. She's now a well-adjusted adult with a career and a family. Turns out, she just really liked the movie and didn't have any problem discerning reality from fantasy. That's the other thing there. I know he probably really didn't truly mean anything by it, but dude, you were how old? That was a child? Quit assuming that people around you can't discern reality from fantasy, alright? You're a grown-ass man. That was a child. Alright, chill the hell out. I'm sorry, it's just so weird to me, dude. Omaha man paints his house in rainbow colors after neighbor said derogatory words about gay men that didn't sit well. Well, that's one I'd believe. We're all petty in our own ways. Didn't like the terms? F*** it, I'm painting my entire house rainbow, alright? Screw you, Ted. Woman went on 6 dates a week to save on... Oh yeah, we've already seen her. No one cares. Kid doesn't play around. How about you shut up, object guy? I be smash your head in the desk. See, this is what this whole subreddit's about. Not bending of space-time and creating bubbles that ride the waves of faster-than-light trick. Get out of here. Why did elementary schools just occasionally bring in a dude with a big snake? Who was that man? What were his credentials? You mean the reptile guys? They brought in a lot more than a big snake. There are still good people in this world. This woman just farted so loud in the bathroom, I could feel she was embarrassed. So I farted back just to make her not feel so alone. And by doing that, you probably made everybody feel a little weird. In the 90s, a California man, Steve Commissar, began putting ads in national magazines selling solar-powered dryers for $49.95. Customers would then receive a simple clothesline in the mail. Man, that's a lesson they won't soon forget. Some dude just leaked the new SpongeBob movie in its entirety on Twitter. That's great. Don't watch it. I'm not kidding. At this point in time, I don't support leaks to a certain extent. I mean, getting info that's probably BS is one thing, but someone just dropping an entire movie on Twitter that a butt ton of people worked on and were probably at least a little bit proud of is kind of crap. And stuff like this is more than likely why so many industries are having serious trouble right now. I mean, not the reason by any stretch of the imagination. Most of it is the a-holes in suits at the top that take all of the money and everybody loses their jobs. However, stuff like this absolutely doesn't help anybody at all, and I don't care if this is a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes quality movie. I don't care. Stop it. I mean, geez. Police robot told woman to go away after she tried to report a crime, then sang a song. So it's working as intended, I'm sure. Today I discovered my husband has me in his phone as Jennifer Wortman. Could be worse. One of my identical twins has the other twin in his phone as spare parts. Japanese husband has gone 20 years without speaking to his wife since she upset him. Well, if that's true, and I only say that because it's the Daily Goddamn Mail, if that's true, that sounds like she should have left a long time ago. Just saying. After a week, he was like, well, I can't just start talking all of a sudden. It'll just make me look like an asshole. Yeah, that's what'll make him look like an a-hole. Scottish man Angus Barbieri, I believe, fasted for 392 days. From June 14th, 1965 to July 11th, 1966. He lost 276 pounds and set a record for the length of a fast. He consumed only vitamins, electrolytes, and an unspecified amount of yeast, a source of all essential amino acids, and 0-calorie beverages such as tea, coffee, and sparkling water. Now this one, I am gonna Google. Hey, look at that. You just Google world record fasting length or whatever, and yeah, that does appear to be true. But that is kind of insane. Did he do any exercising or like 392 days without any real food is... I don't know how torturously crappy that must have been. Seriously. I've gone 1, 2, 3 days in my life without really eating a whole lot. Like a whole lot, not nothing. And I wanted to die. What the hell? Just shows you how privileged I've been in my life. I'd like to summarize recruiting in the summer of 2022. Today, we approached a man in a full duck costume flipping a car wash sign in 96-degree heat. We offered him $35K and a job. He told us to f*** off. I think I'm going to get a cheap bottle of liquor, find a park bench, and contemplate life. I mean, he's probably heard stories from, I don't know, maybe friends or family members that joined up and found out that that number has a lot of caveats or isn't true or this or that or... I don't know, man. Hey, man, I know you're wearing this stupid getup in 96-degree heat for crappy pay. How would you like to wear a heavier, stupid getup in 120-degree heat, 5,000 miles from home for crap pay, all while surrendering your personal autonomy? Shocking, he refused. Also, people are shooting at you. Never forget when it's Celtics, right? It's not Celtics, right? Never forget when a Celtic fan didn't have a scarf, so he held up his child instead. I mean, yeah, man. I knew my girlfriend was going to dump me, so I set up a profile called Add Profile on her Netflix account, and 3 years later, I'm still watching. Yeah, we've read yours a few times. New rock, paper, scissors just dropped. Canine bites cow. Deputy tases canine. Cow kicks deputy. But what does it really mean? Anti-LGBTQ street preacher drowned out with saxophones on New York street. Good, keep it going. Swedish prison guards forget to lock cells. During Friday night, the guards to, a prison I can't read the name of, in Sweden forgot to lock 6 prisoners into their cells, 3 of which were sentenced to murder. What? The prisoners took the opportunity to bake brownies and watch TV. One of the best evenings we've had in a long time, says one of the prisoners. I mean, cool. Kids continue gaming during a 2021 typhoon in the Philippines. I mean, dude, gaming is life, bro. Smart move, putting the electrical sockets that high. Hopefully an eel won't swim up their pants while they're distracted. Yeah. Oklahoma 13-year-old believed to be the first person ever to beat Tetris. Yes, this was some awesome shit. And the woman that dunked on him can still get bent. Oklahoma's known for only 2 things: tornadoes and breeding Tetris masters. You sure that's all? How did he get 35 in the first place? Did you know? Meet this man from Japan, Takashi Miyazawa, who was arrested for having 35 girlfriends at the same time. He did this to receive expensive birthday gifts on different days throughout the year. My favorite fart story goes back, 20 years ago to seeing The Return of the King in the theater. I was on a pretty hot date, and you know how that film drones out like 5 endings? Well, right after the scene where the Eagles pick up Frodo and Sam, it gets all quiet, the audience is holding their breath thinking, is that it? Some brilliant gift to humanity, who deserves the 12th Oscar, sitting on a massive popcorn and chicken fingers time bomb, decided at the perfect moment to hit the dump valve, ripping a massive muffled seat slapper that abruptly destroyed everyone's suspense. A second later, the next scene fades into Frodo in bed and Gandalf staring at him as he starts to laugh. Well, so too did the entire theater. Such a funny memory that it's survived 2 decades. Japanese man 35 has 4 wives and 2 girlfriends, hasn't worked in 10 years as he lives off of them. Okay, wait, for a very, very brief second, I thought it was another article about the guy from like 2 posts ago, right? Except he had 35 girlfriends, no wives. What the hell's going on over there? It's a thing over there, actually. He's a professional house husband. He cooks and cleans for working women, like a personal butler you're legally allowed to sleep with. Am I not allowed to sleep with a personal butler? Is that illegal? Alfred looking mighty breedable right now. I completed Pokemon Fire Red using only a Magikarp. This was the worst experience ever. I'm currently throwing together a YouTube video to highlight the run. I hope that's out. What? Found this randomly, and someone please release Half-Life 3 for my man. Hazard time. Alright, daily Half-Life 3 update. Day 1967, 1966, 1965. Good lord, my guy, I'm sorry, but you're probably going to have to let this one go for a good long while. Leo Kloostermans caught a 573-pound marlin on a line meant to catch 4-pound fish in 1995. His record still stands today. Good lord, how did that work? How do I watch in Australia? Roku's working on it. In the meantime, there's a VPN, very probably no, way to watch it legally. I'm sure you have a torrent of other questions, but I have to move along. Sorry. Funnily enough, the physical copy that I bought first actually came from a little boutique seller of physical media from Australia. Weird that they couldn't stream it immediately. Met a bunch of guys from Harvard yesterday, and I kept pretending like I had never heard of that school, just to piss them off. One of them legit turned red when I said, "Harvard, is that like a local community college?" I'm hard for her. Reminds me of my coworker who, whenever she sees a Tesla at a gas station or something, she'll look over and go, "Wow, the new Toyotas look really cool." The drivers lose their minds. What you gonna do? Send a train? What does it mean when it says launch the train? I win! An Australian guy, Bill Morgan, was declared dead for 14 minutes. He somehow survived. To celebrate his survival, he bought a scratch card and won a $27,000 car. The media asked him to reenact the scratch card moment, so he bought another card and won another $250,000 jackpot. God's trying to apologize. No shit, my bad. Yeah, and I do believe you can actually watch this one unfold from the news station, which is kind of cool.
I just won 250,000. I'm not joking.
This is my dad when he married my mom. I asked him, "Why were you dressed like this to the wedding?" And he said, "Your mom invited me to the wedding, but she didn't tell me who." Okay, that's weird. Spotted this mad lad cruising downtown Nashville's bar district at 14 degrees with no windows and no doors. Oh, you got his dune buggy out. Man, I hope he's bundled up nice and warm. Where are you? I left early. Sorry I couldn't stay longer. Where are you going? I'm going home. Are you kidding me? Come back, you're drunk. Don't worry, I called an Uber. We drank at your place. Oh, where am I going? Wow, seriously? Get the driver on the phone. Okay, totally get it. Can you stop being a dick, though? I totally understand that you're probably more mad about maybe this person's safety or something like that, but Jesus Christ, I've been pretty damn drunk, and I'd be kind of sad when I woke up in the morning and saw how kind of weirdly offensive you are being. Offensive, not offensive. I feel like there's a difference here. Like, dude, chill out. What the hell? Oh, I'm sorry. It's really not that deep, and it's not that big a deal. It's just something that, you know, I feel differently when it comes to text messages from time to time. Imagine being like, "This is probably a fake alarm," or "We'll take 5 nukes." Either way, it's fine. I can't read that. He was a lieutenant colonel of the Soviet Air Defense Force who played a key role in the 1983 Soviet nuclear false alarm incident. On September 26, 1983, 3 weeks after the Soviet military had shot down Korean Airlines Flight 007, Petrov was the duty officer at the command center for the Oko nuclear early warning system when the system reported that a missile had been launched from the United States, followed up by 5 more. Petrov judged the reports to be a false alarm. Apparently, he later said that one of the reasons he decided that it was a false alarm was because he reasoned that if the United States was genuinely trying to nuke the Soviet Union, they would use a heck of a lot more than 5 nukes. American mad lads could have been nuking the Soviet Union just a little bit. Hungry photographer deletes all photos and leaves after being denied food at the wedding. I don't have a take on this whatsoever. I really don't care. I just don't. It doesn't matter, man. I mean, how much would it have cost you to let the guy eat a bit of food? Or her, too. I mean, it looks like she's also your photographer. The both of them. The both of them. How much would that have cost you to do? Last time this was posted, someone said the cameraman was a friend of the couple and he was taking photos as a favor. I have no idea if that's true, but if it is, it adds another level of assholery to the story. This is true. If memory serves, he was a dog groomer who took good photos of dogs and offered to do their wedding for only a couple $100. It was hot, it was summer, and he was not allowed to take breaks. He wasn't allowed to eat, he wasn't allowed to drink, and he wasn't allowed to go to the bathroom, being denied a plate at dinner. Well, that was just the last straw. Jesus, that's where, okay, but where'd you get all that info from? He wasn't allowed to go to the bathroom? Bullshit. I mean, I'm sorry, how would they enforce that? Are they gonna bar him from the bathroom? I'm very confused. Professional photographer here. When doing a wedding, it's practically assumed you're going to be eating at the wedding with whatever catering they do. On a wedding day, you're there basically 9 a.m., if not earlier, depending on the drive, and get home maybe around 11 p.m., if not midnight. Most of the work goes into setting up. Stock images for Photoshop later, the ceremony, photographing the dress, the ceremony itself, entrance, father, handing daughter off to groom, the kiss, which you damn better well make sure that you're getting perfectly. Well, because there's no second chance there. And organizing groups post-ceremony. Usually you'll have a list ahead of time, along with making sure you have pictures of the marriage license being signed. Once the reception starts, there's honestly a few things you still need to hit. Mother-son, father-daughter dance, bouquet toss, wedding party entrance, etc. But they don't happen in quick succession like the ceremony itself does. Plenty of downtime between everything to grab something to eat from catering. It's an asshole move not to allow the photographer to do that. It absolutely is. I don't care what you're paying them. How much more could it really cost to let them eat?